and listen to my squeaky ass chair. All right. So I wanted to come on here and make a video today because I had a very interesting conversation with my mother, and it was kind of triggering because she is a Christian through and through, and I in no way try to change that. I don't try to change people's spiritual beliefs, but I will say for the people that believe like me, this is how I feel like we can beat the system, and that is to raise our vibration. That's it. It's very simple. We don't need tanks. We don't need to protest. We don't need weapons, guns, all this complicated systems to try to beat them at their own game. No, make it uninhabitable for those people. What they thrive on is our negative energy and our negative thoughts and us eating the toxic food, fueling the system that destroys our environment. They feed off of that. And us making our environment more toxic is making it more habitable for dark energies. And when you get into Christianity, all their answer is, or any religion really, is waiting on something supernatural to happen outside of themselves to rectify the situation. And we have been waiting for hundreds of years for something to rectify the situation. And instead of doing the work that is going to take within us to make it to where it's uninhabitable for them, where we no longer feed into their system, we feed ourselves. We tap back into nature because nature provides everything that we need, that they are artificially providing for us. That is why they want to create the food shortage, the water shortage, to show their control and how they affect millions of lives, billions of lives by having this system when we've existed for thousands of years without it. So my answer is to raise your vibration, to tap back in with nature, to do the shadow work within yourself and integrate your shadow and your light body so that you can move simultaneously between the two. Being all light and being all dark is not healthy. There has to be a balance. And that's what's going on the planet, is that I feel like the planet goes through the golden age, then there's the dark ages. Like, we go through cycles of enlightenment, awakening, and then that creates these sustainable civilizations that exist for hundreds of years in peace, because there's this knowledge and this integration that is happening on a mass scale. So people are able to come together, build systems that are living systems, not systems that are built on death, destruction, and exploitation. They are built on life, happiness, sustainability for everyone involved, not just a select few. So we go through cycles where we are in our light, we are operating in that light, and then we go through period where we fall. Because what tends to happen when things are going too good for too long, you forget where you came from. So energetically, we go through periods of darkness where we're not exactly in touch with the light. We're not in touch with this all-encompassing knowledge that we're one and everything is energy and frequency and vibration. We kind of fall in knowledge. And so when we fall in knowledge, we fall in awareness and we become vulnerable. So during that vulnerable state, we were hijacked by beings who understand our planet goes through cycles of awakening and sleep cycles. And what they did was attack us in our sleep cycle, where we have these large cataclysms on the planet. The planet also goes through periods of abundance and then periods of not being so abundant, because it is rebuilding itself. It's rebuilding the soil. It's rebuilding the air, the environment that we're in. It has to go through a sleep period where it might not seem as abundant, but it's always abundant because this is Mother Earth. It is just dormant. And then it goes through a wake cycle where everything is abundant, knowledge is clear, and we tap in. So we were hijacked in our sleeping cycle, and they had access to knowledge that was buried during our sleep cycle. And they hijack that knowledge, and they understand how our system works. They understand how psychology works. They understand how spirituality works. They understand how our planet works. And we are in a state of amnesia where we don't remember who we are, where we come from, what's the point. Like, we don't remember answers to vital questions that we have. So through this system, now we're at a point where they see that the earth is going through its cycle where it's going into an upswing. We're going back into our golden age. The knowledge is coming back because the sun emits frequencies that enlightens the people on the planet, and it also sends codes to Mother Earth for her to awaken. And then boom, the people awaken through eating her fruit, through playing in the sun, through digging in the dirt. We also download that knowledge. So what is going on is that these beings know that this is the time for awakening. So they are throwing everything at us to keep us tied into the system. They want us to focus on their pointless ass fucking wars. They want us to eat their trash ass food. They want us to listen to their trash ass music because they're trying to keep you at a trash ass frequency. When they know that once we are vibrating too high, once the earth is vibrating too high, they cannot survive on the surface. They will have to go back underground. This is why they are building bunkers. This is why they have a sun simulator. This is why they are doing everything that they are doing right now, is because the earth will not be habitable for dark energy. Not for this dark energy, because darkness is always there. It's never disappeared. Even when we're in the golden ages, there's still conflicts, there's still disagreements. It's not just this utopian paradise, but the basic needs of the people are met. We understand life, we understand the importance of it, and we nurture it within our own people. So right now, that's not what we're doing. We don't understand the value of life. We are not taking care of our people. We are not taking care of the children. We are not taking care of the planet. We are not taking care of the animals. We're not taking care of the air. We're not taking care of the water. We're not doing anything that we're supposed to be doing in this current moment. So the way that you fight this is not to go pick up a fucking weapon. It's not to go hit somebody upside the head to try to make them see you as a human fucking being. The answer is to turn your back on this system as much as you can. And I'm not saying unrealistically stop working. No, it means intentionally take time to tap back into nature. She understands. She's not angry. That is our mother. And I want people to understand that. The frequency of earth is mother. She understands. Now the son isn't as forgiving. That's the father, and he gonna whoop y'all ass. That's why it's so goddamn hot outside. Okay? He's getting rid of the viruses, the parasites. He's raising the frequency of Mother Earth. He's seen what you've done to Mother, and he's forcing you to wake up. He's forcing the mother to activate, because it is time to get rid of these dark energies that are running rampant on the planet. It's time to get rid of the cancer. It's time to get the overgrowth under control. That is all it is. And in order to do your part, you have to tame or acknowledge the darkness within yourself. Acknowledge the part that you have played in your own demise, in your own depression, in your own sadness, in your own environment. You have to be able to sit with yourself and be honest with yourself about the impact that you make on this planet, on the people that you're around, on the children that you have, on the body that you have. You have to be honest with yourself. And that's where it starts. That's where the awakening starts, is when you're able to be honest with yourself. If you still sit around and ignore the issues that are buzzing in the back of your mind, you can't fight this system. You will be going to get a chip in your head. You will be going along with whatever comes next in their system because you haven't tapped into the power that's within you. You don't even believe that it's real. You think that there's some being that has to come down and bestow it upon you when it's already in you, and it's been in you since the day you were born. Before you were even born, you were your energy. The fact that you exist is a miracle, and it's magic on its own. So you have the ability to create the reality that you want. We already have time traveling. That's what people don't understand. We time travel in the mind because time isn't linear. It spirals, and you spiral in and out of time. So when you can envision yourself in the future, you are time traveling to the future. That's what manifestation is that you're picturing yourself as though it is now. And then you make the moves to make that be your reality. That is what manifestation is. It isn't just wishing that something happens and it happens. No, you envision it, then you embody it, and then you make moves towards that becoming your reality. That is manifestation. And what we have done by singing the songs that they give to us, by eating the food that they give to us, by taking advantage of the system that they have given to us, we birthed their reality. We manifested everything that we're going through right now. And once you accept that, and stop trying to run from that, and stop trying to think that this is something outside of you. This is within you. This is an internal battle that we are fighting. It is not a physical battle. This is internal. And really, that is what I had to say, because that is what I think that a lot of people are missing, is that this is something internal. This is not something that's just going to go away. This is not something that a man is going to drop down out the sky and say, we're done with this. Mother, either father or the mother, they can wipe out this system for sure. Nature, natural cataclysms, things like that. But at the same time, these folks are tampering with nature. They're trying, that's why they made the artificial sun, because they're trying to prolong the inevitable, which is the earth belongs to the earth. You can take advantage for as long as you want to, but when she's tired, that's the end. But that's the end for all of us. Not saying that, oh, we're just going to go extinct, but the way that we live, this freedom, this as many people that are on the planet right now, it's not going to be that. If she gets tired, if we don't raise our vibration and our frequency, it's inevitable. This system is going to fall. It's going to end, whether we want it to or not. So if we want to get ahead of things, we need to raise our vibration. Because when you raise your vibration within your body, those dark entities have no power. Those microchips cannot exist in your body. Those parasites can't exist in your body when you raise your frequency and your vibration, when you eat living food, when you do what you're supposed to do with intention for yourself and your body. Certain things just can't take hold of that. And that is the massive secret, is that you have the power to control everything that is going on right now. It's just not in a physical way. It's the unseen way. It's the things that people undervalue. Your emotions, your feelings, your spiritual body, your, being sensual and tapping in with your feminine energy and manifesting and creating. That is how you get out this system. That's the only way, is by balancing your masculine and your feminine. And the feminine has been suppressed for everybody. For everybody. There has been false feminine energy where they say, oh, you just cook and clean and do everything that everybody wants you to do and just be so accommodating and agreeable. That's not feminine energy. The woman is represented by darkness. We are represented by the moon. We are on a 30-day cycle. The feminine energy is rage. Feminine energy is justice. Ma'at. Feminine energy is fierce, is protective. That is what feminine energy is. And that is what everybody needs to tap into. A sense of justice. Look, there's a wasp around me and I'm terrified, but I be around them all the time. So it's like, it is what it is. But that is what we're supposed to be tapping into, is the fierceness of the mother, the protectiveness of the mother. We must protect ourselves, our children, at all cost. People are too scared to die. And that's just the truth. Death is just transformation. It's not final. It's not your judgment. You're going to be judged for everything you did on the planet. And da, 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 da. You're just going to be reborn with lessons that you need to learn in your next life. That's all it is. They make it fearful because they want to keep you from doing the right thing, which is raising your vibration and spreading that frequency to others. That's what they don't want. And yeah, that's the video, and that's what I wanted to say, because I feel like this be inside of me that I just be like, oh my God, if you just don't work on yourself, like if you work on yourself, things will be better. Because people who don't work on themselves, who don't do shadow work, they cannot connect. They cannot have a real connection. And that's the problem, is that we lack real connections with each other on the planet. We have these surface level connections, and we do not know how to connect deeply, spiritually, emotionally, all these things. We don't know how to connect to each other in that way anymore. We just know how to connect on a physical level. Everybody just want to fuck. And that's just the truth. Everybody just wants to extract. You're behaving like the agents that took over this matrix. You just want to colonize a body instead of actually really connecting and creating a web. The internet is just mimicking what we can do internally when we tap in with each other. We connect like that. That's why ancient civilizations, you see the same architecture all over the planet, and these people have never talked to each other. Because they were connected through the inner web, not the internet, not the interweb, the inner web, the consciousness, the ether that connects us all. That's the truth.